In today's video, I'm just going to recreate one of the trade setups that we had in gold futures. And I'll start by looking at a 120-minute chart in the December gold. So the first thing that you see on this chart is that the most recent data is a pattern of lower lows and lower highs. Also, we had the 834 EMA crossover to the downside. So that suggests that we're in a bearish mode and better off looking at the sell side. So at least on this time frame. So what I'm going to do is just do what I typically do. I run all possible retracements, extensions, and projections, and I look for trade setups. Okay, so here I'm going to start with the symmetry or the three-pointed tool. Again, I'm going to measure some of these prior, wait, this is that, I must have hit the automatic by mistake. I'm going to look at, oh yeah, not automatic, I don't want that. Okay, I'm going to look at these prior lows to highs and then run it 100% of that from that last low. There's also kind of a swing inside the swing, so I'm also going to add that here. Okay, there we go. Then we have another low to high to run. Okay, that came in a little bit lower. Another low to high to run. Okay, and well, this is going to be too small. So, all right, so we do have the symmetry projections in there. Now, what else can we do? Well, we can look at the retracements. So retracements from high to low. Okay, and that doesn't really have anything that overlaps that symmetry. But let's try a smaller swing. So lower high to the low. Okay, well, there's a 618 in there, just a bit above current levels. And do we need anything else? I mean, we can also look at an extension of this high to low and see where that comes in. High to low. Okay, so then you can see that we have, looks like at least a couple of areas. Okay, so a setup is either a price cluster, which is 3 or more Fibonacci price relationships that come together within a relatively tight range. I also would be looking for symmetry setups, which would be a single symmetrical projection. That is an official setup, okay? And then I also look for possible two-step patterns, but I don't see any two-step here. And we don't see the two-step that often, but when it does show up, it's pretty interesting to watch. But here you can see that the two areas that stand out, 40, 47 to 55, 40, 69, 60 to 40, 76, 90. So there's two zones right there. And okay, here we go. So I wanted you to see as if it had not happened, but I do want to move this over so you can see. All right, come back here. Maybe I just need to do this. Why is it stuck at this point? Well, let me save it. What I'm going to do is just reopen it. I'm not sure where that got stuck there. And then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Come on, you slowpokes. All right. Okay, so here it is. This is where we had the first area, 40, 47 to 55, and here's the second area. Note that the first area was tested and did hold today. The actual high was made at 40, 46.20. And if this is a more important high, I mean, we've already seen a decline off of it. Okay, but if it is more important, your typical target is going to be the 1272, 38.61, 90 area. A second target would be 38.11. Let's call that 7-ish. And then let's also look at a trigger. So for example, when it got up to this area here, actual high 40, 46.20, this is what it looks like on the 1-minute chart. Now, where is the sell trigger? Well, here's where the high was made, and the actual sell trigger was made when you had both the 834 moving average cross over to the downside, which would have been right over here. And then you also want to look to the left and see, did it also take out a prior swing low? Because then that's a pattern shift. And that was a prior swing low it took out. So once both of those occurred, it was okay to look at the short side and define the risk either above this high or above the high end of the range, which would have been the 40.55 area. So that's basically what we do. We identify the setups, then we look for the triggers. If the triggers fire off, you can take the trade. Remember to place, the stop in the right place. And then as the market unfolds, you also need to be able to adjust those stops. And that's pretty much it. Hope it helps. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe.